this is Brian Shepard from the floor of the CME Group. With today's action, we'll just start out with the news that the sovereign debt, again, this time they talked about Hungary. From there we had the employment numbers, and the market was never able to catch any footing. We opened up in the 1081 and 1082 area in the S&P. Overnight low was 1076 half area. We did pull back and retest that area early on down to 1077 area in the S&P during the day session, and from there we had our what we call the 10 handle rule, which I'm sure we've talked about in the past. We rallied up to the day's high of 1087.70. We did put out a blast at that time, that 10 handle rule into effect, and coming into a resistance number that we had up at 1090 area, suggesting there was some headwinds ahead. From there the market turned south, traded sideways in kind of light trade going into the European close. The market sold off and hasn't been able to gather any footing since. We've now taken out the early lows, and we're on trading around 1075 area at this time. Our next level down on the downside at this point looks to be 1065 area, and the bottom line is, we've talked about this at the desk before the release of the unemployment figures. We discussed who wants to own these things over the weekend. It's better off to let the dust settle, see what happens with all this before you commit to a long position over the weekend. And in fact, we do think there's good support down at the middle 10s, 1065 area. We can't suggest to buy it at this point. It's a better opportunity, we think, just to let, again, the dust settle and look at clear-headed on next week. On the upside, if they do get some footing here, it seems like they've fallen off, give or take, in the 1081, 1083 area. I would imagine there would be stops above that, because that happens to coincide with the opening range, 1081, 1082 stop. So look for buy stops above, small stops above 1083 area, and the range right now really is wider to the downside, again 1065. That's it for now. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Hi, this is Brian Shepard from the Hi, this is Brian Easy for me to say.